He hasn't kept up with his friends since he noticed two silhouettes in an old fort. One female, one male. Whoa! Holy fuck! I did not expect that! Alright, listen. I got reached out by Summer Games. The developer is called Anna. She reached out to me with a key for the first chapter. So far, the first chapter has been released of Pink Noise, which will take about 2 hours of playtime, roughly 2 hours. It's a non-linear visual novel in the psychological horror genre, immersing you in the retro atmosphere of the 90s. It tells the tale of a group of teenagers who unknowingly set off a chain of terrifying events. What secrets lie within the mysterious VHS tape they should have never played? We did watch a trailer of this last week when I talked about it, but I wasn't able to play it, unfortunately, due to some collapse, some other things that I had to do. But we're getting on it today. And I'm legit so stoked for this, because the art style and the trailer, it looks so cool. And it's very unique. It's something, at least horror game-wise, I've never really played anything like this. So it's a very unique approach. It looks gruesome. It definitely has its scary moments. I'm very, very excited for this. So guys, grab a snack, grab a drink, switch to your pants, and let's make them brown together. New game. I'm so excited. Act 1. Along shady alleys. Sorry. I love the art style. Oh, I love the art style so much. Hey, Valiant, welcome back. Fall comes to Riverwood with chilling winds and the first drizzle. A bleak mist obscures the narrow streets, clinging to the rooftops, tangling in the bushes and swirling around fields. Fog and murky blackness soothe the peculiar suburb. Nestled amid the forest and mountains, it's a decaying, quiet place waiting for winter. As the evening wears on, the town is wrapped in thickening twilight, with only a few streetlights serving as solitary islands of illumination in an ocean of darkness. On one such evening, ordinary and cold, 4 teenagers are strolling around an old park, engrossed in a lively discussion. The first fallen leaves rustle underfoot. As the wind reaches the trees, their branches groan out a long plaintive creak, as if already lamenting the loss of their motley attire. 2 of the teenagers, a tall boy and a fair-haired girl, walk hand in hand. Their friend carefully hops from one paved slab to the next, balancing as though a bottomless chasm might yawn open beneath them. Oh, the writing! Yes! Okay. Okay, I'm so pumped for this, guys. I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm so excited for this game. It's funny that today of all days when my voice is fucked, I decide to play a game where I will be the narrator. A quiet, stooping boy in glasses strolls behind them, casting glances at the road. Ahead, the street splits in two. The veers sharply out towards a wasteland. Then veers, sorry, Jesus. Can't read anymore now. Just a half-century before, a tiny school stood there. Now only a barely discriminable foundation, and heaps of broken bricks, stoked by stubborn vines, remain to remind them of its erstwhile existence. Year by year, students have taken that path, carrying with them their thoughts and fears, high hopes and grand dreams. From though exams and first crushes to bullies' bunks on the head, or simply yearnings to be the star player of a local team. Be it aglow in autumn gold, cloaked in the verdant summer green, or blanketed beneath snowdrifts, Riverwood will never forget them, just as they never forget their town and its secrets. The older a place grows, the more mysteries it keeps locked away. Swaggo, Dark, good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. One of the girls leaps into the distorted blur of light cast by an old street lamp.
Ain't gonna catch me.
Eva wipes shadowy webs of her cardigan. Gossamer threads only she can perceive. She glances at the overgrown bushes, which have long since forgotten the tender care of gardening shears.
No chow time tonight, besties.
The other girl scoffs at her friend's silly gestures.
If Brian was as agile as you, we wouldn't have been stuck in school after dark. The chemistry room's never been so tidy.
Can we give props to Anna for using real voices and not AI? Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I'm so good today, dog. She wriggles her fingers to demonstrate. Her palms red and wrinkled from the hot water.
It's not my fault Mrs. Hopstone didn't save enough teeth to avoid spitting and lisping. Besides, she should have explained it better. The bottle must have been left open.
Actually, she explained just fine, but you still put 3 chlorine tablets in the rubbing alcohol instead of 1. Surprise, surprise, the reaction was extreme.
Yeah, that's not a very smart thing to do, Brian.
Yeah, that bang was something else. My left ear's still ringing.
Eva stops, hovering in a faint halo of light, and nods. She'd never been reprimanded at school before today. Sure, she would have been way more upset if it hadn't been Brian's fault, but still. It's just another adventure. Something her and her friends will laugh about one day, and a happy memory is worth more than any reprimand. Especially when her parents will probably forget it by tomorrow.
Alright, alright.
He raises his hand apologetically.
Next time we team up, I won't let you down. I'll put in 2 chlorine tablets.
Thank you, Dark. I appreciate it. Thank you. The group passes a row of houses, as dissimilar to one another as is ever possible in a suburb. That's one thing that really threw me off when I moved to the UK 8 years ago. Oh my god, tomorrow it's going to be 8 years. I coming from the Netherlands, where all the houses are literally like in a row, are literally the same build, to then moving to the UK or London, and like if you have a row of houses, it's all different houses. It threw me off so much. The Time Worm's house's windows glow faintly in sepia tones, as though the light itself is aged and can no longer disperse the deepening darkness. The buildings they pass seem to be contending for the greatest neglect. Every other resident would be considered an eccentric in any other town. For instance, Grey Bone has leaned on the rusty mower on his front stoop instead of a cane for 2 decades. The abandoned duplex across the road still bears the scars of a long-forgotten fire. Its windows are boarded up. Even during the day, it has a miserable look. The teens kept their distance. Kitty cats? Like kitty cat statues? They look like socks. They're very cute.
Oh, Miss Hurwitz's house.
The gloomy old lady had knitted yet another pear-shaped cat. Oh, that's so cute! I love it! And proudly displayed it on the terrace, thus expanding her ugly army. That is not ugly! They are cute! They are... I would want a pear-shaped knitted cat plush.
Right, you had a cup of tea together. Did baby Tony apologize?
Once Eva's brother had flinched one of the cats and taken it home, neither of their parents had called any attention to it, so she'd had to explain herself that taking other people's belongings without permission was wrong.
No, I was the one to apologize. Miss Hurwitz didn't say a word. She only gave us a cold stare and sniffed loudly. She scared poor Tony so much that he couldn't fall asleep for half a night.
You have such a giving heart when it comes to your brother. You might be raising a hell of a night. Why in the world would he want to snatch a cat, though?
Because they're cute!
He was just a little kid. He came, he saw, he took it home.
There's no need to tell her friends that Tony had intended to give Eva the cat. He knew she wanted a pet more than anything in the world. He thought he could cheer her up with at least a toy one. Oh, that's really wholesome. He'd never taken anything that didn't belong to him before. Not out of fear of getting caught or punished, he simply found stealing shameful. Tony would sooner give away his breakfast than steal something from someone weaker than him. No doubt that kind of attitude will make school harder for him, but such is his nature. Contemplating her brother's heart of gold, Eva smiles softly. Nah, come on, that is adorable, guys. They pass by Mrs. Hovitz's terrace, curiously eyeing her odd dolls. Twilight makes the cat silhouettes look eerie. Their pearl-button eyes glimmer in the fading light as if they know secrets that have been buried too long.
If I go crazy one day, I'm gonna definitely buy a nice crib close to the park. The neighbors here match me perfectly.
Yeah, I can't stand this street. It's like it's lost in time and space. How about we head through the square?
No one protests, so she leads them onward, sweeping into the nearest alley. A gust of wind bursts through the narrow walkway, permeating the air with the stench of raw wooden planks and rotten garbage. Thank you for the follow, welcome in. The houses in the alley look like they've been copied and pasted. They were likely been built at the same time to house factory workers. The only thing that differs is the light in the windows, on or off, making it clear whose shift it is tonight. Hey Charlotte, how you doing? 2 Christmases before, Brian got beaten up here. Some high school students apparently didn't appreciate his sharp tongue. They shoved him onto a snowbank and packed snow under his sweater. But the most humiliating part was a neighbor kicking them all out. Dude, snow under your sweater, that is horrible. That is, I don't know, because then your shirt gets wet and the wet clothing on your body. No, thank you. She came out onto the doorstep with one of Brian's classmates. A cute but overly chatty girl. By the very next day, the whole school had heard the story about him shaking snow out of his pants and whimpering like a puppy. I would too! That's cold. That's snow. Snow is cold. He would have preferred being rolled into a giant snowman and left there like that till spring. Brian adjusted the backpack full of baseball equipment, which has crawled down his shoulder, and walks up to Ashley.
I'm so fed up with this stupid school. All these teachers, homework, tests.
Didn't we all have that when we were younger and in school?
But the year just started.
That only makes me want to study even less. There's nothing worse than coming back to school after summer.
Yeah, but otherwise... What are you gonna do for your future, mate? What are you gonna do? He jumps over a puddle and takes Ashley's hand.
It's like wearing old trainers you've already grown out of. Can't wait for college. When I start working, I'll buy real catcher's gear. Or at least a better glove.
What are you guys thinking so far? I am really enjoying it. I'm very curious how dark of a twist this is going to take from what I've seen from the trailer. His palm still hurt from Friday's practice session. The equipment donated to their team left much to be desired.
Better buy a slugger straight away. It'll pay off much sooner. Best case scenario, you can be a bouncer at a bar.
Ashley laughs at his childishness. Brian doesn't get the complexity of the world at all. Willful ignorance. Right.
Dad says a good job like his is hard to find without higher education.
Ashley grabs her Leo Zodiac pendant. It's a nervous habit, something she does whenever she says something important. It calms her. Susan Grillfield. Yeah, Anna did an amazing job. Honestly, I love the art style as well. It's great.
College
The
is
storytelling is really good as well.
This world's too cruel. Illness, starvation, school.
Yeah, and if you study, maybe you can help make it a bit of a better place.
I like school though.
Of course you do, Michael. Michael tries to squeeze into the conversation. All along, he's been trailing behind the others, glancing suspiciously at parked pickups as if they might bite. He hasn't kept up with his friends since he noticed 2 silhouettes in an old Ford. 1 female, 1 male. Whoa! Holy fuck! I did not expect that! The mutilated faces stared back at him. He could have sworn he'd heard a hoarse, gurgling whisper. Their garbled words sank into his skin like windshield fragments, making his chest constrict like his ribs were breaking. Every breath pained him like his lungs were pooling with blood. Then, a light had flashed over one of the doorsteps, dispersing the blackness. Suddenly, both seats were empty again, and the strange vision turned into nothing but a local flour mill uniform hanging from a grab handle. Oh, okay. So Michael is seeing things that others can't? Could it be a vision of like what might happen to these people, or is this something? If it's a car crash, this car would have been totaled. So maybe this is like something that is going to happen. Goff, thank you. How you doing? I can imagine, dog. Oh, that's so cute. Michael wipes the sweat off his forehead and listens carefully to his friends.
Of course. I'd love school too if I had your scores, Mikey.
Exactly.
Agreeing, Brian quickly squeezes Ashley's hand.
Maybe I should wear glasses too. Sounds like homework doesn't look so boring through them.
It's not the glasses that do it, Brian. It's the person wearing them. They walk by the Murdoch's front garden and onto the street flooded with pink and blue neon store signs.
You'd better stop complaining. We only have 3 years of school left. Just imagine. Life's gonna be completely different afterward. We might even lose touch.
Aww. To Eva, the idea of moving away feels like teleporting to an unfamiliar planet. So many new people, places, and interesting stories. She hasn't even fully explored Riverwood yet. In her mind, the town's old houses and old residents still harbor so many secrets. Enigmatic and dark. In comparison, some unknown, huge city feels like a bottomless well. Impossible to fully drain even if you had 100 years. In a future like that, it would be hard to make time for anything from the past. But she doesn't plan to forget her loved ones forever.
If friendship's real, distance means nothing. My dad calls his friends from other states every single day.
River, do I get to say whether I would? You can have a say as well, River. River, you get a say. She's tempted to add that they mainly have business conversations and argue often, but they don't need to know that. In her mind, her parents are role models everyone should strive to imitate. Not just her and her brother. There isn't a single family in the entire town happier or more close-knit than Ashley's. And that's nothing but the truth.
Well, a couple of cornfields and state borders ain't enough to break you up.
What the hell do Ashley's dad, your love, and cornfields have in common? Look around.
Eva stops and points towards the houses swaying in the darkness.
Is there anything really happening up here? Crunk Jim driving his tractor into a ravine was practically the only breaking news here in 6 months.
Right, see, there you go, River.
Well, adulthood is a real challenge. People grow up, then they start to feel sorry that time flew by so fast, and they want to experience school life again.
She pauses, searching for the right words. Quoting someone else is one thing, but will she soon regret those bygone days herself? After all, Eva already recalls her early childhood with nostalgic warmth. Back then, every little thing felt like it was brimming with wonder. Now, a doll is no longer a sorceress princess or a traveler from a faraway world. A toy soldier is just a piece of plastic, and a blanket no longer serves as a battlefield for alien creatures. What do you mean? I don't know why my voice went all squeaky like that, but it still can be. This is what I mean. Never kill your inner child, guys. Always keep your inner child alive. I so want to make a blanket fortress. I want to make a blanket fortress in the living room. Making stories up for others is simple. But how are you supposed to fix yourself? Maybe the older you get, the duller and more colorless the world becomes. That's depressing.
It's like going back to a fairy tale you weren't grateful enough for earlier.
They're just nice words, nothing more. Bring adults back to the textbooks, and they'll howl all day. I don't remember any fairy tales where the characters were forced to read Walt Whitman's poetry. What about you, Michael?
Me neither.
Yo, Lazy, what's up? Exactly, dog. The friends stroll from one store to the next, looking at the flickering signs. Up close, they no longer seem bright and cheerful. They look rather ramshackle and out of place in the dilapidated suburb.
Let's go home, okay? Dad's on a shift today, but if he comes back to grab a bite to eat and I ain't there...
Ryan scratches his neck and sticks out his tongue. Ashley laughs and punches him on the shoulder. Michael, trailing behind everyone, suddenly stops and looks at the only sign that still sparkles as brightly and cheerfully as the day it was hung.
The arcade's open! I doubt there's anyone there this late. We can play S-Fighter.
Hell yeah, Michael! Hey, Asla, good to see you. I'm feeling good today, thank you. Usually calm and quiet, he now blossoms. Behind his thick glasses, his eyes shine with passion. Asfighter. Damn, River! I didn't even see that!
Totally. No stupid helpers, suckers, or high school jerks.
The boys lean against a dusty window, as happy as if they're meeting their idols. The girls only snort in irritation. What do you mean? Arcades are the best!
What? Suddenly you're not gonna run back to your crib to avoid Daddy's shellacking?
I'll risk it. There's always a chance Dad'll kick you in the head.
You said, yeah, I
But the
know,
chance that
River.
though
I
get to
didn't
not
clock
wait in
it.
a freaking line for the game. Now that's rare.
Hadoukens. Hadouken!
It takes so little to make them happy, doesn't it?
Ashley glances at her
Let him
friends.
play. By the way, did you hear about the arcade machine that appears in the hall by itself?
Ashley rolls her eyes. Eva's fantasies and reality have little in common. Her friend refuses to grow up. In her world, even a tattered old shoe might open its jaw and spin some ridiculous yarn. And that's exactly why Ashley adores Eva. She's so incredibly different from Ashley's overly rational parents and from Ashley too. Oh, thank you, Silver. With her, getting bored is an impossible mission. Even if they were both locked in an empty basement, Eva would still manage to discover something fascinating there. She'd pull Ashley in and get her into trouble again. They'd giggle about it later. But Eva doesn't need to know that. It isn't like anyone can stop her anyway.
You start playing and can't stop.
Thank you for the
game
follow. I'll
never
come in.
ends. It's impossible, but you try over and over again, forgetting about eating or even going to the bathroom. Over and over again, not thinking of your parents and friends. Over and over again until
you run out of your allowance, can't afford breakfast, and stay hangry for the rest of the week because you're dumb.
Wow, Ashley! We're turning on a beach? No beaches here in London, mate. Michael peels away from the glass and adjusts his lopsided glasses.
Well, that doesn't sound so scary if you got no allowance to begin with. Want to go in or what?
Bows, that is perfect. I respect it. Thank you, Baha. Good to see you, man.
gosh, they're looking at us like dogs staring at
Okay,
a steak.
see? Not really a thing here in the UK. No, unfortunately not. I got a fan. That's it. Ashley waves her hand authoritatively. I can't fucking say that word
It's creepy
apparently.
to go home when it's so dark out. But if you win 100 tickets, me and Eva are gonna pick a prize.
Act 2. It's high time for games. The spacious room is somehow stuffy, cremita with a stench of hot plastic, unsuccessfully covered up by plungent berry air fresheners.
Smells like wasted time.
No! Come on, man! AK and DK, I love that. Shark dinner. Wait, what do we have? Plones 4. Oh, dude! It's for Cosmo Planet. It's, nah. I played this on the arcade. I don't know why my mind has gone... Space! Help me out here. I just... memory wiped. Also, the other one kind of looks like Mario. Space Invaders. It was Invaders. Damn. See, I thought it was that. And I'm like, was that it? And then I didn't want to sound stupid.
As if. The shack smells nothing like school.
The clamor of screensavers and demo walkthroughs melds into terrible cacophony. Hey! No wonder the zone-out cashier is shielding himself from it with a set of greasy, cushioned headphones. The walls are plastered with posters, promotional flyers, and all sorts of paper trash. It looks nice, doesn't it, Silver? However, one ad stands out. If you beat a record, you can win tickets and exchange them for prizes. Such generosity was easily explained. With the start of the year, with the start of the school year, kids have a bit more cash in their pockets than usual. There's no one excited except the cashier, yet the floor is peppered with trash from crumbled soda cans to chocolate bar wrappers. That man does not care about his job. The arcade closes in 30 minutes. Local kids can only hang out here at this hour in the summer. The hall is packed with all sorts of arcade machines, each game's name glowing invitingly. Clips of characters deliberately failing to beat different levels flash on the screen over and over. Monkey King! I love that. The boys start searching for the most interesting game. Ooh, I get to play it? Obviously, we're gonna do Monkey King. Give me 1 second. I need to pee. Let's do Monkey King. Monkey King, an arcade golden oldie. The game's machine is ancient and in poor condition. The signs barely even flicker anymore. One of the buttons is cracked. Oh, I need to click the different one, sorry. Lalaga. This one was one of the most famous games. Now this veteran arcade cabinet is used only while the others are busy or when a couple of truly insane nerds try and fail to break the record of someone named Lily the Rat once or twice a month. S-Fighter, the best game the hall has ever seen. Q and Ren are frozen on the signboard, ready to jump each other. The floor around the arcade machines is brightly polished, worn down by the students' sneakers. I have Silver, yeah. I think when it was released. It would be, Ton, it would be. No worries, Dark, have a good night.
It's over here.
Time for you out of order. Oh shit. The boys run towards the machine. It hasn't yet been wrecked the way some of its time-worn neighbors have. Even so, the buttons and plastic chasing bear scuffs, cracks, and grubby marks left by countless kids' hands. That is clean the machine, fam. Worst of all, instead of some thrilling music, the machine is emitting only a hoary wheeze, like an old man struggling to clear his throat and instead pushing a death rattle out of his rusty lungs. A piece of cardboard with blood-curdling inscription is stuck onto the screen. Temporary out of order. No cashier cannot fix it.
God, where is your justice?
Who's the god of computer nerds? The monkey holding the barrel?
Hey, leave Donkey Kong alone. Brian grumbles something in response, and Michael just shrugs.
A technician's coming, but not till at least next Tuesday. So y'all need to choose some other game. Try Road Blasters. It's the freshest here.
Okay, that mask is really cool, though. The mask over here, love that. That's Monkey King. Oh, I'm sorry, River. I apologize. Horse rather than Hori. I think horse, yeah. A cashier points at the brand new arcade game, displaying a car blowing up and drowning in a fiery pixelated cloud.
Dang it!
Michael's voice trembles. He seldom lets himself betray such emotion, but Brian has his back.
What else have you got, other than cars?
All that and a bag of chips. If you're ranking the top 5 of Pumpkin Man, I'll give you a double prize.
Alright. It's disrespect. He nods towards the counter.
No one really plays this trash. We've got a real shot at setting a record.
Kitty cat! A grey... Oh, look at them playing in the background. I love that. A grey cat lounging on a chair next to the another machine captures the girl's attention. 4 letters shines on her pink collar. Lucy. I love Lucy. We will give our life for Lucy.
So sweet.
You can pet the cat! 10 out of 10 game. The cat flattens her ears and grumples.
I bet you $5 she doesn't remember how clean hands with no cheese ball dust on them feel.
She kinda looks like the cat Mom was trying to paint last month.
Let me guess. The cat in the painting had mandibles and a pair of tentacles.
I wish. She was just in the background. Mom paints people. You know how it is.
Ashley knows. She wished she didn't, though. Looking for the other cat. Oh, that's so cute. Those paintings are why she prefers inviting Eva over rather than visiting her. Well, one of the reasons, anyway. They'd have a slumber party at Eva's place twice. Both nights, Ashley had been plagued by nightmares. The root cause was a few masterpieces Eva's moms considered her favorites, compared to those monstrosities plain old horror movies were practically bright, cheery cartoons. I'd love to see that art. Meanwhile, the boys approached the coin-operated Pumpkin Man. I love that, Pac-Man. Sorry, Pumpkin Man. Instead of usual Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, a bright orange pumpkin is flying around off levels, eating licorice candies. Bro, I love licorice. Like proper licorice, alright? The display sears their eyes with poisonous shades as a bunch of green blots chase the voracious pumpkin.
What you think? Are these ghosts?
Michael peers at the sign.
Here's a hunter shooting the pumpkin with a shotgun.
Always salted, man.
They're restless hunter souls, then.
Awesome. Let him catch the pumpkin. Then everyone's happy. The hunters are safe in their graves, and we're home.
Oh my god, Ashley, calm down. Brian decisively draws a hand of coins from his pockets and inserts them. The coins clatter through the machine's metal innards and settle in its stomach. The maze dissolves into pixels and rearranges itself into the first level. Its corridors are speckled with candies, and the ghost begins darting ravenously around their cage.
Back home? With no prize. I ain't leaving until we empty out the prize counter.
Cashier shudders at the thought.
We close in half an hour.
Brian winks at Michael.
Then he's gonna have 15 minutes left over to cry over his empty counter.
Brian, be nice, man. Oh, do I have to do this? Oh, am I doing this? I think I'm doing this. Okay.
To the left!
Hell yeah. Oh man, I thought I was
This
gonna make
time.
that.
This time. This time. This time.
To the left!
Oh no! Guys!
Wrong way!
Woo! We won! Can the Devils do runs with dice in Pac-Man? I'm sorry, this is Pumpkin Man. Alright.
Looking at the screen hurts. Don't you feel your head swell?
No!
You got him! We'll beat this level.
Haha!
You got him! We'll beat this level.
Oh no! Ah! I didn't go up!
To the left!
Oh, stupid!
Wrong way!
That's not the wrong way! I've done it! Guys, it's fine. We're doing it. Shall we do all or nothing? All or nothing. Level 3.
This time. This time.
You got him! We'll beat this level. Wrong way!
I'm so focused right now, guys.
You got him! We'll beat this level.
Shit! I fucked up.
Wrong way! To the left!
Ha!
Dang it! They got you cornered!
Wait! No, they don't! No, they don't! No! No, dude! I thought I had that! I literally won! No! No!
Well, I guess we gotta be luckier next time. Who knew those ghosts would be so nimble?
I'd rather read my history book than play this flickering trash can.
I was so close to having that. Brian pats his pocket, secretly hoping to find a couple more coins. But all that turns up are keys and crumpled packs of Salem menthol cigarettes, which he should probably hide before heading home. Pumpkin men were difficult and Elden Ring confirmed, for real. He used to smoke only around the older guys on his team, hoping to look tough and grown up. For each missing cigarette in the pack, their coach made them run a lap, but that didn't deter them. As for his friends, Brian's bad habits is still a secret. I'd never approve. No doubt Ashley would call him an idiot, and Eva would just lecture him about quicker and more entertaining ways to kick the bucket. Michael wouldn't judge him out loud, but he'd scrunch his face at the smoke. Wouldn't his partner like fucking smell it on him though? Like if you smoke, you'll smell that. At that moment, Brian would gladly take a drag. The pointless game is making him snap. He feels like giving that treacherous machine a good thump. Don't do it. Oh, you're one of those toxic people, innit? Thank you for the follow.
You won this time, you dirty piece of iron.
Frustrated, the guys start off, or she active, but Eva catches them.
Look what I found. Someone hung them on the toilet paper holder.
That's disgusting. The restroom is a perfectly normal place for most sensible people. She only wants to cheer her friends up, but that doesn't mean they won't tease. Her cheeks flush with embarrassment as she holds out the strip of 8 winning tickets. It's only enough for a cheap keychain, but they're out of money, so they hit up the cashier.
How's it going?
The same as your arcane machine's repairs.
Ah! Wow. Cashier only sniffs. Dude, I love those slinkies. Yes. Ooh, I'll get a question. Rubik's Cube, never been able to solve one. GamePod? Yeah, well, you don't have enough for that. Magic Ball, 15 winning tickets. Magic Ball. Ashley would love this toy, as she believes in fortune telling and horoscopes. Cube, 35 winning tickets. A good but hard puzzle. Michael loves stuff like that. He'll probably solve it in 15 minutes. $1986 Cops baseball card set. 40 winning tickets. The card's price has slumped since everyone rushed to buy them a few years back, hoping to sell them at a profit later, even if they aren't interested in sports. Already scalpers back then, of course. Brian's personal collection is only missing the 1986 and 84 sets. He'd love this. GamePod, 10,000 winning tickets. The best prize ever. The boys' wildest dreams. I wonder how long you'd have to play to win this many tickets. You might as well buy one at that point. Slinky, 20 winning tickets. A red Slinky, an American golden oldie. You can perform lots of simple tricks with it. Eva's promised her younger brother she'll get him one just like this. Now we can click on the VHS. Old VHF tape, no price tag.
And what is this crap?
The cashier turns around, surprised.
No idea. Someone must have left it here. Y'all can just take it since you spent all your cheddar on Pumpkin Man anyway. Maybe it's a movie or something.
Oh, this is where we're gonna deteriorate down in the darkness, guys.
But what if the owner comes for it?
It's already been here all week. Doubt nobody needs it. Besides, visitors forget stuff here all the time. Y'all want to see my cap collection?
I'm good, fam.
No thanks.
She snatches up the cassette and hides it in her bag. Brian hands the cashier his tickets.
Just give it to the next poor sucker who dares punishes himself with that crappy pumpkin game. Tell him he's not alone in this world.
We feel his pain. Oh, kitty cat! The guys head for the exit, but suddenly the cat sleeps off the chair and rubs against Eva and Ashley's legs. No longer displeased, Lucy wishes her tail excitingly and gazes affectionately at the teenagers. You'd never guess she'd look like a bristling hedgehog just half an hour ago. Her nose twitches as she caught a whiff of her favorite food.
Silly cat. It's me and Michael who deserve some compassion after what that game did to us.
Never mind. We got much more than expected.
I like Brian! Eva pats the back joyfully.
And what would that be?
A secret.
We got the VHS tape. A bad sign. Act 3. Most of the signs are already off. Submerging the thickets, basements, and narrow alleyways in darkness, it splashes out onto the square, engulfing it in blackness. Only a few pickups and locked bicycles are still around, all parked by Marshall Sue Bar. The wind sweeps over the field. The element that usually toys with the harvested corns now moans forlornly, plunging the suburb into melancholy. Winter will change everything. Stores and bars will strung with sparkling beads of colorful lights, and the snow will smooth the wrinkles and scars of old Riverwood. The town will take on deceptively pretty and cozy facade. As a kid, Michael loved strolling around there during Christmas vacation, munching on hot pies and watching snowflakes fall through the thick windows of a coffee shop. Back then, he never noticed the aging buildings, chipped concrete, or the gloomy people trying to fake a smile. In autumn, however, the suburb's flaw stands out more sharply. It looks unwelcoming, grey, lifeless. No wonder Eva calls it the season of ghosts. Just thinking of it gives him the creeps.
Well, we're late. Granny and Grandpa will be upset.
If that's the worst that'll happen, then you may as well stay out a little later.
Is a horror game? Yeah, it's gonna turn dark, Justin. Now that we have the VHS tape, that's where it's gonna go down. Eva pulls out a cassette and looks it over.
What'd you think? Is there anything on it?
I love the little details, just like the little movements in the background with sometimes the Neo signs like kind of lighting up. Like, it's very alive. I'm really enjoying it.
It looks like a personal archive.
I don't know,
of a
man.
maniac
It's the
who
first
killed
time
a lot of
playing
people
it.
And recorded their achievements for their descendants to watch. A comfy basements, hooks, candles.
Or an auto shop with a buzzsaw and a big meat freezer.
The friends pass through the square towards a scattering of newer houses. The area doesn't have much junk lying around as the park does. The residents here are relatively wealthy. Eva's father once mentioned that most of his customers lived around here. They always need new furniture, doors, sturdy boards for fresh construction. Nothing bad can happen in a place like that. Oh, that would have been the worst, Alien. But horror movies have convinced Eva otherwise. Quiet, affluent neighborhoods are exactly where the creepiest things happen. Nobody expects them there, so prey can be easily captured, warm and unaware.
What if the cassette is cursed?
Please. I bet it's that freak cashier's home video. He's probably posing in a French maid costume.
He would not give that tape out then, fam. Not to kids. I hope. They reach Ashley's driveway. It boasts a large yard with plenty of space for a tree house, a pool, and a heated shed. Fancy houses like that look alien in Riverhood, like jamming a few expensive implants into a row of rotten teeth. The suburbs is in no hurry to accept them, but over time it will wrap them in its shawl of mist and drizzle, engulf them in vines and weeds. It will be years before they truly belong. Unless they maintain it. For now, the house's red-tilted roof still gleams, the pavement has not cracked or sprouted fresh shoots of Dutch grass, and the building has not yet sagged beneath the weight of the passing years. It shouldn't, if you built them correctly with poles in the ground. The only light still on is her parents' bedroom upstairs, which means Ashley will have to make her own dinner and have it cold.
Ash, you have an old VHS player in your shed, don't you?
Ooh.
Yeah, but I should have gotten rid of it after you'd bought that creepy Italian movie about ballerinas.
I pause by the decorative fence. Eva keeps touching her bag as if making sure their consolation prize is still safe. Ashley might have acted over-dramatic, but truth be told, she'd enjoy that movie too. She'd even tried to recreate some of its ballet party. Watching horror movies with friends was a special kind of thrill. You felt less scared, but had way more fun. You'd notice something you'd missed before, discuss the details, and figure out who feared what.
How about it? Wanna watch? I ain't gonna sleep till I know what's on it.
The boys don't mind. They're eager to shake off the sting of defeat in the arcade center. So badly that they prefer getting in trouble all over again for coming home late. Ashley just shrugs and heads for the shed. Ooh, here we go. So excited, Boo. Good to see you. How you doing? As far as the friends are concerned, Ashley's shed is the best and coziest place in the whole suburb. They spend most of their evenings there in winter, when there's nowhere else to hang out, and high risk of being targeted by high schoolers' snowballs. There's plenty of space for board games and fooling around. They can be as loud as they like, and Ashley can always bring them snacks or soda from home. Her father originally planned to turn the place into a man cave, complete with a couch and a big TV, but he's been overwhelmed with work lately, so most of the time, the friends are free to use the shed. Oh, what happened, Pooh? How did that happen? But that day, they aren't alone. Christ, Ashley's older brother is already inside, lying on a shabby carpet, playing a new console. Only as they enter does Ashley remember that Chris is grounded for coming home drunk from a party. He isn't allowed to see his friends for a month, but some of his boundaries must be lent must have lent him the gaming console so he won't get too bored at home alone. As the front door squeaks open, he swiftly hides a pack of cigarettes under a pillow.
It's just you suckers. I thought Daddy showed up and was about to teach me how to live again. What you doing up here? Baby Ashley decided to show you our true family treasures?
The shed is filled with dated furniture, living out its last days and unused equipment covered in dust, plus other miscellaneous items that family are too lazy to get rid of. Ashley's family is rich enough that they don't need to sell all their old junk, so a lot of it has been stuffed into the shed. Oh, it's so cool that we can, like, check it all out. Okay, Atari Punk console. Ashley's father played it as a teenager, but the only controller broke long ago, and so did the console itself. Chris's battered punching bag. Someone must have thrown hatches and darts at it. The funny scarecrow from the Bennett's field. Ashley asked Chris to steal it after the Bennett's youngest daughter lost her doll. It was hard to believe, but Eva swore the scarecrow had moved on its own. An antique mirror. Little Ashley loved looking in it and imagining she was a Disney princess. Eva would barely even glance at the mirror. She was 110% convinced that Bloody Mary would come out of it if she wasn't careful. The old motorcycle. About 3 years ago, before Ashley and Brian started dating, Brian settled it up and drove into the creek. Ashley burst into laughter, and Brian was banned from visiting Ashley's house. It seems the ban still hasn't been lifted. Chris retrieves the cigarettes and pulls the cigarette out with his teeth. Brian notes the trick so he can try it later. It looks thrilling. He doubts his attempt will look as natural as Chris's did, but it's worth a little practice. What if he manages to impress the high schoolers or the guys from the neighboring town's baseball team? Taunting opponents and getting on their nerves is a time-honored tradition. Brian images himself strolling past them, deftly pulling out a cigarette, then smirking and asking why they send a team of sissies to the game.
Don't you have to stay in your room and feign remorse?
Pedro, good to see you. Yeah, the soundtrack is really cool. I love all the background noises, just the detail to attention to everything. It's so good.
What about you? Shouldn't you be catching Z's, not wandering around in the dark? Or you want to see who can disappoint our parents the most?
He exhales a ring of blue smoke. The winner is clear.
No. Unlike you, I care about my future. We just want to watch a cassette. Why don't you just go do something else for a bit? We need the TV.
As if. Get out of here, kids.
He turns to the TV and keeps playing. Ooh! Okay, Justin, to get back to you. We could either deceive him or persuade him. I don't think he's gonna go back. I don't think deceiving is gonna work out. I think persuade, maybe.
Don't be so pig-headed. We'll only take like 5 minutes.
Chris ignores Ashley. Instead, he just continues moving the bizarre, bright pixels across the screen. Eva knows neither force nor trickery will work on Chris. In that way, he and Ashley are alike. The harder you push, the harder they push back. But who says the truth can't be just as useful as a lie? Especially when it comes to something mysterious and intriguing.
We have a secret cassette. The arcade center cashier gave it to us. No one knows what's on the tape, but I'm willing to bet it's not just silly cartoons.
Hell yeah, Eva! Chris softens a little and puts the controller away. Eva's the only person who doesn't irritate him. He still can't understand why such a good girl hangs out with Ashley and her stupid friends.
Alright, here's your hourglass then.
He whips out a new cigarette and lights it cinematically.
When I reach the filter, you stop wasting my precious time and piss off out of here. Yeah, and one more thing. If it's a movie for, adults, I'll take it.
I know it has to do with a game show, Justin. But there is a twist to it. Ashley's voice is practically poisonous.
Oh yeah? To throw it away and preserve our innocence, huh?
Of course not. To give to Sam and Bobby.
Sam and Bobby are real douchebags. Rumor of their wicked deeds are always flying around town. Ashley knows Critch is afraid of them, but he'd still do anything to get into their gang. He's constantly schmoozing them with free drinks and cigarettes. Chris turns to Michael.
Move your ass, Four Eyes. Turn the damn cassette on.
Be nice to Michael! Michael shudders. He's never once used a VHS player by himself, but his friends don't know that. His grandparents don't think electronics are worth their attention. They'd never waste their meager savings on such silly things. Oh, this kid doesn't even have TV? Well, or like, maybe TV, but... It says, like, don't think electronics are worth their attention, so maybe they don't even have a TV. Oh, poor Michael! He breathes a quiet sigh of relief when Eva hops over to the TV and slides the cassettes into the VHS player.
And now for the interesting part.
The curved, dusty screen produces a snowstorm of white noise. The speaker transmits a hoarse whistle like mutilated parody of wind gusts. Eva's worried. Her friends might turn off the player at some point and head home. Then she'd be left guessing what was on the tape. She doesn't want to watch it alone. With all his might, Chris is already acting bored. To him, the fact that these kids have been scammed is clear as day. They'd probably buy a rotten pumpkin if you told them it talked on Wednesdays.
You got a blank tape? No surprise there. Sam would catch that cashier and give him a proper talking to.
Oh man, you're not cool. You just act cool. Oh, that's... Ashley gives Chris the side eye. He used to be different. He played sports, he never smoked or followed complete idiots who were only cool to even more moronic idiots like Peter.
It can't be blank. Hurry up and take your seats. We don't want to miss anything.
Eva settles down on one of the pillows next to Chris. The other sits on the other pillow and stares at the screen. The TV only emits a static blizzard and a horrible howling. The wind sweeps out of the fields and descends on the suburb, sneaking through the streets like a wild animal prowling for prey. It shoves the shed, making it sway and creak like a popping joint. Their only lamp flickers, casting shadows on the piles of garbage in the corners.
Is there any other light in here?
Next time, we'll hang an entire chandelier out here, just for you.
Oh my god, dude, calm down. Chris wants to add something else, but the picture on the screen finally takes shape. The black and grey static stripes morph into an image, taking on colors and shapes. One part becomes studio walls. Another area changes into the decorated set of a Friday night show. The rest turn into the body of a game show host wearing a striped suit jacket.
They better fire that god-awful costume designer.
The host is half-turned and staring at the camera as if waiting for a director's signals to start or trying to see the audience on the other side of the screen. Alright, Matt looks very eerie, not gonna lie.
They should kick the musicians out of there too. What is this? Their first time playing instruments?
She nervously fiddles with her pendant. The sharp sounds clearly caught her off guard.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome, my sweet and miserable guests, to the most unique, funniest.
The angle abruptly changes, and the studio suddenly looks less bright and cheerful. The walls have lost their false gloss and bright hues. Half the spotlights go out, and those that remain are only dim. But the host keeps smiling. That is very unsettling, fam.
To the most unique, funniest, and scariest show on TV.
The friends exchange puzzled glances.
I bet my hand that this is something you've never seen before, and will never see again. Sadly, I've got nothing left to bet. I ate my hand before the show.
Bro, what? Somewhere in the background, Kent laughter and applause rings out. The teenagers can certainly believe the host really did devour his hand before the show. His behavior is odd, his speech is too dramatic, he keeps breaking into screams, choking on his cackling. Somehow he manages to act both insanely cheerful and inappropriately gloomy at the same time, all depending on the angle the producer chooses.
Bullshit. What a waste of time. time.
Let's wait a little bit longer, Ashley.
No, wait, let's just watch a little longer. I've never heard of the show. How about we give it a chance?
Yeah, exactly. Michael and Brian nod, staring intently at the flickering screen. The host, as if waiting for their verdict, steps back from the camera and holds his hand out in an inviting gesture.
So come on, take a seat, the broken and prideful.
The shot changes.
The reserved and those embracing everything new.
The shot changes.
The brave, cowardly, dependent, and free. Get comfortable. Enjoy!
The screen ripples. The host voice dwindles, then deepens. It sounds muffled, as if it's emanating from a cellar filled with soil.
Yourself.
The picture dissolves into a rippled black and white mess, and a terrible crack bursts out of the speakers.
The end. That's enough for today.
I'll fast forward it a little. What if there's something else here?
Good point. Yeah, Beetlejuice should. Jokerify, yeah. Eva jumps up from the pillow, but Chris stops her.
Slow down, Fury. The button's jam. I'll do it.
Chris gets up and starts to go to the VSS player, but freezes halfway there. A faint knocking sound cuts through the static, as if someone's scratching and drumming their fingers against the other side of the screen. Did I see it? No? What did I miss? Oh, I thought with the game. Now, I'm currently recording for YouTube, Cosmic, so Chris turns around and opens his mouth as if to ask something, but bumps directly into an astonished Eva.
How's he doing it?
Doing what?
It's a very eerie sound noise. Static blizzard is still raging on the screen. Eva runs to the TV and stares deep into the black and white chaos. Oh, Act 5, back to the drawing board. What? The noise pouring out of the speakers absorbs all other sounds. It isn't hissing, cracking, or howling anymore. It's knocking. At first, it's monotone, but the knocking soon speeds up. It belts their eardrums like an old alarm clock, mercilessly rattling every morning. Eva shakes her head to drive away a nightmarish vision and rubs her face with her palms. But the knocking is still there, and Eva knows what's making it. It's a branch from the old hazel tree her father has been threatening to cut down for 2 years. It must have once again gotten its gnawed fingers caught up on the windowsill. It scratches the window every time the wind blows. I mean, I read a lot, Justin. This is the thing. I'm very happy at this point that I read a lot. Reading out loud is different though. Like when you, there's a difference. Like if you read out loud, then yeah, can become a little bit more difficult. Let me get some. I'm actually going to get a little drinky drink. But today, a true storm is raging outside. The rain lashes the windows, covering it in dirty spots as the hurricane-like gusts shake the hazel tree like a school bully shaking down a junior. Confused, Eva checks her bedroom. Everything looks as usual. The table and the shelves are perfectly arranged. The bed carefully made. Even the posters are still hanging in a strict line, as if in an art exhibition. Eva loves it when everything is in place. I feel this, man. Whenever her mother is overwhelmed at work, Eva and her father are left responsible for cleaning the house. And the less you litter, the less you have to clean. Facts! Also, I love the A Nightmare on Rose Street. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Also, Nyx, I'm going to send you a quick message on WhatsApp if you can check it. You also post in the group chat? Alright. I'll check that after the game. Hey, Martin, how you doing? Oh my god, Ubi, I haven't seen you in ages, fam. How you doing? Ooh, okay, we can check this out. A Tillandsia flower. It looks like it sprang straight out of the pages of a fairy tale. A Fen gave it to her mother at an exhibition, and it's growing in a pot Ashley had made during an extracurricular pottery workshop. The pot isn't the best, but Eva will never swap it out for another. The book, Where the Well the Right Things Are, made by Maurice Sendak. Eva adored it as a kid. Now she's rereading it to her younger brother. A VHS collection. There's a light mystery in the first row. Behind it are the slashers. The third row is reserved for Italian horror movies, marked with a strange word, giallo. And behind everything else, hidden in a Cinderella's caves, a creepy moving necromancer is waiting for its time to shine. It's better if her mother doesn't know about it. A family photograph. It was taken the day Eva had got her first braces. Tony was tiny back then, and her parents looked happy. Her mother wasn't absorbed in her art career yet. Back then, she cared about her family more than canvases and paint. Did I check everything? Plant? Oh. I missed something. Ah, there. A feather. The parrot Sancho. Sancho lived for 6 years. His loss was unbearable, so Eva still had one of his feathers as a keepsake. At first, she couldn't handle looking at it. She'd burst into tears every time she saw it. Ah, no, go next. Eva's hat shoots up as she hears quiet steps approaching.
Tony?
Is that our little brother? Her brother is standing by the door, shifting from one foot to the other, holding a thick cardboard cup with a string snaked through the bottom. The string writhes on the floor and crawls through the hallway. His long sheath shirt with a pink dinosaur was Dad's gift for him last Christmas. Since then, Tony takes it off only at bedtimes and for laundry. That's so cute, fam. You bought something. What did you buy? Tell me. Lately, Eva's brother always looks a little confused, as though he's only wandered into Eva's room by accident after getting lost in his own home. His big eyes hold a strange expression she can't quite explain or describe. No matter how much she talks to him, words are never enough. Even when all his most important questions are answered, Tony just comes up with new ones.
I fixed her thread. String telephone. Here. Yesterday I could barely hear it.
Dream by mate. Send a photo in the Discord. I'll check it off the stream. Oh wow, Martin. I hope that gets sorted soon. That is insane, man. I'm sorry to hear. It's been one thing after another for you, man. Honestly. I'm so sorry. Eva takes the cups and put it on her nightstand.
It's time to go to bed, baby. When you're all set, pull the string twice and I'll read some bedtime stories for you.
Oh. She ruffles his hair, and he happily runs back to his bedroom. They often talk to each other before bedtime because Tony isn't used to falling asleep alone. She has to chat with him, weave magical stories, retell movies and comic plots until he starts snoring. E-bike? Nah, fuck that. Sorry. If you get a motorcycle... Dude, imagine if your bike runs out on electricity and you're stranded at the side of the road or something. You ain't moving that thing anywhere. Oh, thank you, Martin. It's been so easy to just get ready. The string slowly tightens and lifts up from the floor, which means Tony is already in bed and ready to listen. Eva puts the cup to her ear. She heard familiar creaks and rustles from the other side.
Can you hear me, Tony?
loud and clear. I fell asleep today. By myself. Well, I almost did. But then a huge storm hit. Thunder. And something creaked in the closet, so
Ja, zwaar. So why recommend? Fuck that. Oh, poor guy. He doesn't finish. He's ashamed of his childish behavior, though he does his best to look brave for Eva. But blaming him for his fears would be foolish. Of course kids are scared when a storm is raging and thunder is crashing right outside, especially if the room is dark and windowless. That's a windowless room? Fam. It's easier for Eva. As a child, she learned to befriend her fears. She often left a bowl of milk or a handful of candy out in case a monster was lurking under the bed. Then, it's not a monster anymore, but a little buddy rustling candy wrappers in the middle of the night. Tony isn't the same as her, though, and she has to accept that.
Then close your eyes and listen. I made up a new story.
They're surrounded by routine. She wants to calm Tony down the way she used to wish her father sweet dreams, to have a croissant for her mother in the kitchen so that she'll remember not to drink milk or coffee on an empty stomach.
What's the story about? Is it scary? I don't really want to hear a scary story today.
No, it's a legend about a magical arcade machine that teleports brave and obedient kids into its world of adventures.
That's so fucking cute, man. For some reason, amid the whirlwind of thoughts and images racing through her mind, she chooses an arcade game, or rather, it chooses itself, as if it were alive. It appears in her mind's eye in all its beauty, that black, oily luster and 2 scarlet buttons. But she can't present it to Tony as is. It needs to be wrapped in something brighter, lighter, and more mysterious. Her Brady brother sighs with excitement.
It must be dangerous there. There are lots of monsters in games.
It's an adventure. It wouldn't be an adventure without monsters.
Without warning, someone opens the door. The string falls limp. Eva drops the cup and gasps. Her mother enters the room, tired, disheveled, and soaked in the odor of solvent, paints, and coffee. Perhaps she's worked too long again and remembered that she missed dinner only after her dizziness and lower back pain reared up. She always complains about that to Eva's father.
Didn't hear you come home. Why are you up so late?
Why are you up so late, Mum? She glances at the cup rolling on the floor. Eva's mother can scarcely understand what her children are up to. What's all the late night storytelling for? Why can't Tony just go to bed and fall asleep? She's shocked every time one of them outgrows last year's clothes. Even now, surprise lights up her reddened eyes.
With Tony again. He needs to learn to fall asleep on his own. Tell him to brush his teeth and go to bed right now. At least that will put these toys to good use.
Damn, man. Like, the kids at that age still enjoy a bedtime story. I know I did as a kid. Help me fall asleep.
Of course, Mom. Tony's almost asleep. Oh, today was so long, but cool. We cleaned up the chemistry room, then we went to the arcade center, and then I came back home.
Left out the VHF tape. Eva stops abruptly. Something's missing. Something crucial. But she can't remember. And judging by her wondering gaze, her mother still hasn't returned from the world of images, shades, and episodes of other people's lives, all captured on canvas. Oh, so we don't remember we watched that. Oh.
You know what? You're right. Tony ought to fall asleep without my chatter tonight. Good night, Mom.
She doesn't even get a smile in return. It's as if her mother's emotions have been drained out of her, like water from a shattered vase. Perhaps they've settled on her canvases instead, leaving not a single drop for real life. Year after year, her work has devoured her, turning her into a completely different person.
Good night, darling. I think I'm gonna have a cup of milk and go to bed too.
Yeah, Mom looks very burned out, overdone.
Mom going to bed? No, not her.
Eva knows her mother will go back to the workshop soon. She won't fall asleep until dawn, completely exhausted next to her easel. When her mother closes the door behind her, Eva picks the cardboard phone up and hangs it on the hook her dad screwed into the wall specifically to hold it. The cup hardly even touches Eva's hand when the string tightens again.
Tony, go to bed. Mom just came and scolded us for chatting.
Hey, Kempa.
You promised me a story about an arcade machine.
Eva suddenly feels so exhausted that she can't fathom making up even the simplest story. Not even another yarn about the brave veggie kingdom she stuffed his ears with since childhood to teach him to love healthy food. As if she's inherited part of her mother's fatigue, Eva's eyes water from drowsiness and her legs go weak. Eva doesn't want to upset Tony, but it is really late and they should have been in bed long ago. There's no better weather for curling up under a warm, cozy blanket. But Tony isn't about to let her go that fast. For him, it isn't just rain or lightning outside. It's bloodthirsty creatures lurking beyond the walls, and only Eva's voice can keep their shadows from seeping through the air vents or the cracks in the plaster.
Go to bed, little one. I'll come up with 2 adventures for you tomorrow, I promise.
Are you starting to feel this building in terror? Yeah, same, Justin. Tony wants to protest, but the offer is too tempting. Sometimes he begs her to make up new stories about his favorite characters, but he mostly listens. 2 whole stories waiting for him in the next night? That feels like a fair trade for one night's peace. Besides, the thunder has already stopped splitting the sky, and now only the rain is rustling softly against the roof and grass outside.
Okay.
Hey, Druid, I'm good. Thank you.
Sweet dreams.
Where is she? She puts the cup away. Her island seems insanely heavy, but strange thoughts still occupy her mind. Oh, there she is. Not even bothering to put on her pajamas, Eva collapses onto the bed and presses her cheeks against the pillow. Today was really long and hard. So much happened. The outburst in the chemistry class, cleaning, walking along the Riverwood Park with her friends, the shopping scare, and arcade center.
What was next?
So she really doesn't remember. There's a blank space in her memory between the arcade center and coming back home. Fragments of phrases, merry, beeping music, a flickering light, and clouding it all, a black and white haze. Her lethargy evaporates. Eva rolls onto her back and stares at the ceiling. Something else definitely happened. But the memory keeps slipping away, getting lost. Something important happened at the arcade center. It's clinging to her and her friends like a parasite, stubbornly pulling them into the darkness engulfing Riverwood. I wonder if her friends have forgotten as well, or if she's the only one, because apparently she saw something on the TV that they didn't. Of course, the old town has been keeping the secrets of many generations. The ghost of the ancient church Eva's grandmother told her about, the cursed coin, the bodies buried in the foundation of the town hall. But those are just legends. No evidence of them has ever been found. She just needs to remember how she, Ashley, Brian, and Michael stepped into the arcade center, and then she hears a silent rustle next to her. The makeshift phone is crawling along the nightstand. Eva just manages to catch it before it falls. She quickly presses the cups to her lips.
Tony, you're still awake?
That's not gonna be Tony, is it? Oof. Oh my god, that got me tense! A sickling, ear-splitting screech is the only response. Astonished, Eva can hardly suppress her scream. That sounds just like the electric timer in the art workshop attic. Her mum set it up so that the jarring sound would distract her from her work every 3 hours. It reminds her that there are other people living in the house who she should spend time with. But why was that shriek next to her baby brother? She doubts Tony took the timer to his room. Eva hurries into his room to check on him. The bed is empty. Eva throws up her hands. Tony rarely leaves his rooms at night. He always leaves a cup of water or milk on his nightstand before bed, so he won't have to go to the kitchen. And he would have passed Eva's room if he'd gone to the bathroom. If nothing else, she definitely should have heard his footsteps. There's only one other place where Tony and her mom's alarm clock would be at the same time. And this is something he normally does, but she can't think of a better explanation.
What a silly boy. Why did you go to the workshop? He should know better. He'll have bad dreams if he looks at Mom's paintings.
We're gonna see Mom's paintings. They could influence even an adult's mind so terribly that there's always a nurse on standby at her exhibitions, ready to tend to the most impressionable visitors. The thought of what Tony might see there horrifies Eva. She remembers how Ashley tossed and turned, unable to sleep after visiting the workshop during a sleepover. How she had complained about nightmares afterwards. If her brother sees those paintings, she'll be up all night distracting him from anxious thoughts. As for the next day, not even 2 stories will be enough.
Tony, what's up with
Oh
the
my god,
radio
fly,
silence?
go! Not a single sound comes from the other side of the toy phone. Eva doesn't like it when Mom scolds her. She likes it even less when the one being scolded is Tony, and her brother's 110% going to be punished for going into Mom's workshop without permission. Eva creeps into the hall and peers around carefully. Only now does she notice that the string leads towards the attic entry. It's hard to discern on the first try as it's laying right in the line with the baseboard. Oh yeah, here. We got the string going here. Eva timidly passes her parents' bedroom and hesitates by the stairs leading up to the 2nd floor. That's the first... No, this is the 2nd floor. This makes sense. Ground floor, 1st floor, this is 2nd floor, yes. Even there, a few of her Mom's paintings, unpleasantly to look at in the dim light, are hung on the walls. Eva is used to them, but Tony still rushes past the hall, sometimes shutting his eyesight. Their father has been planning to take them down and move them somewhere else, but doesn't want to upset his wife. He has no idea how to bring it up, so the image of a woman pressing her palms to her face is still staring into the corridor with white eyes. A black silhouette flits on the left side of the stairs. Eva presses the cup to her lips and whispers,
Tony, go downstairs while Mom's in the kitchen. Alright, I'm coming up, but if Mom catches us both, I'll get in trouble first, and I'll have every right to be mad at you, Tony. Who knows? Maybe you won't be getting an ice cream this weekend.
She smiles and walks upstairs. It's really hard to stay angry at her little brother. All over the stairs are slinkies of all colors. Tony is always playing with them on the stairs, racing them and setting them up like they're contestants. Rabbit Mo, a stitched up teddy bear named Pig, and a shapeless stuffed owl Eva bought at an autumn fair. Whichever slinky wins spends the night in Tony's bed as a reward. But Tony usually carefully cleans up after himself every night and puts the slinkies back into their signed boxes. The mess he's left tonight is completely inexplicable. And Tony isn't on the stairs. The phone string is laced through the gaps under the door at the top. Eve switches the light on. A twisted light fixture flashes on, illuminating the workshop door and signs hung on it. Wait, did it say really quick? Just up the screen brightness a little bit. Ah! I'm in front of it. Wait. Ah! Wait. Ah! Shit, I wanted to show it to you guys, but I can't. I mean, we can... Ah, no! Shadow's over that too! Wait. I can fix this. We'll do borderless window. There we go. Wait. No, that's not it. Look at that eerie painting, like here. I love it though. I love that kind of art. And then here, we got that one. Love it. Love it. Description. Keep out, nosy. Keep out, nosy. The words are written with an extremely beautiful script. Her mother's handwriting. A funny sketch of a 3-headed dog guards the door. Eva painted that hellhound 2 years ago when she was into Greek mythology. Her mother was delighted that her daughter liked painting too. But it was Eva's last drawing. The door opens with ease, letting Eva into a short, narrow hallway. Yo, I love the art. Alright. I love it. Look at that. Ah. Oh, tasty. The mother was usually scolding the kids for coming in without permission. Eva had a rare chance to see new and failed works. But it isn't the kind of rule Eva's tempted to break. The older she gets, the less she cares about her mom's paintings. It isn't the framed nightmare she wants to see, but the person who creates them. The paintings make a lasting impression on everyone. Some are enchanting, others are frightening. Mom mostly paints people, or, to be more precise, their emotions. Eva prefers paintings of fairies, magic, and fantasies, or ordinary photographs. At least that kind of art doesn't make Eva wonder why an orphan who's just been taken in by its family is crying amid their adoptive parents' shared joy, or why the wife of an unlucky worker is sad when he wins a considerable sum in a lottery. Taking a breath, Eva heads deeper into the workshop. The darkness thickens. It feels dense and sticky, like sweet jelly. With every moment that passes, it feels more distinct on the skin, tangling in her hair and staining her blouse in patches. Love that piece! Yes! The light switch is right next to a painting depicting hunger. As she reaches for the switch, Eva thinks about touching the cold, shallow skin of the dying girl in the picture. Meanwhile, a self-portrait of her mother, who looks more like a shriveled-up corpse than herself, rears back as if she's about to sink her loose tit into Eva's fingers. Oh, do we turn on the light? Where do I... Oh! Click the actual light. Lamp flickers frantically, choked by the darkness. Dad promised to fix the wiring a month ago, but so far he's only opened the breaker panel.
Timing.
Great. Eva mumbles aloud just to hear the reassuring sound of her own voice and to attract Tony's attention. Though her brother isn't naughty, sometimes he hides and waits for someone to find him, but only ever in his bedroom or Eva's.
Why in the world did he go to the workshop this late?
I don't think it's Tony. Eva begins to coil the string around her hand. The hope that it's all just a dumb prank or a silly childish game shields her from her darkest thoughts. And yet, everything feels strange, wrong. It's nothing like what she's used to. She wants the game to end with a stupid cry of boo from around the corner.
Tony must have hidden behind some old canvases or the curtain.
That is horrible, man.
So finding him will be a piece of cake.
I do really love the art, man. In the darkness, she trips over one of the paintings.
Damn it!
Overcoming her unease, Eva realizes she's angry. At Tony, at Dad, at Mom, the house, that wretched workshop where you can't even take a single step without tripping over some nightmare. It's like the frames, the rolled up canvases, and the stools are throwing themselves under the feet on purpose. In the void, it depicts a broken woman who's lost her baby in childbirth. The heartbroken mother has sunk to the floor, wrapping her arms around her stomach. A pool of blood is spreading beneath her. Fuck, man. Such works are especially successful at exhibits. And once her mother even took her art to a personal show in Indianapolis. Apparently, that's where she's been painting more and more. The sadness, pain, and tragedy of an ordinary person resonates the most with her audience. The Nameless, an unfinished work. A happy woman is carrying a puppy wrapped in sheets. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The Old Fisherman. It's a silhouette of an old man on a pier. If you look closely, you can see that he has neither fishing rods nor other gear, only a single knife. The water around the old man's feet, dispersing into the lake, has a crimson hue. The fish have fed his family for years. Maybe he's decided to return the favor? Suddenly, Eva realizes there's something wrong with the paintings. Whoa! I didn't even... Because I'm reading, probably. Big chance. Because I'm reading. I didn't notice that. But the faces have gone all distorted. Wait, you can't see that. Wait. The face has gone all distorted. Wait, I'll put myself in a corner here for a sec. Like, I'll here for a moment. Just before we move, just in case anything else happens to that painting. Her mother usually paints people's features and facial expressions in intricate detail to convey the most valuable aspect of her art, emotions. But now the paintings are a mess of paint instead of faces, as they've been ruined by smearing them with wet palms.
Tony, you'd better come out. This isn't funny. Both of us are gonna be punished if Mom...
Wait, is that us? Shall I up the brightness a little bit more? Let's just do that. Just so you can truly... Look. That looked like it could be us. That's us. Probably. Maybe? Family? Car? Okay, I need to just click and read, don't I? The strings coiled around Eva's hand tightens.
That's better. Now to see where it leads.
Eva slowly paces through the workshop, feeling the pervasive blackness on her skin. Nameless, unfinished, and spoiled paintings stare at her from corners, wall hooks, and sloping shelves like abandoned children. Somehow the disfigured faces are visible even in the gloom. As if Mom added phosphorus to the paint. Seeing all those flickering silhouettes creeps Eva out. The fear crawls under her skin like hundreds of insects. It bites into her bones with its icy teeth and sucks out the heat. For a split second, a flash of lightning illuminates the room. Eva falls to the floor in shock. What she sees to find any logical explanation. I'm gonna go back here, by the way. The string, vibrating with tension, leads directly into a thick darkness, clad in a gilded frame like a pool of dark watering swallowing the toy. The easel stands in the very center of the room, though Eva could swear it wasn't there a moment ago. It feels like the unfinished painting on the shelves are closing in, the painted figures patiently staring at her. The string twitches and squirms in her grips, becoming harder to hold with every second. Eva struggles to breathe. Fear floods her body, tightening around her limbs and tangling her thoughts. She hesitantly raises her eyes and looks deep into the inky black painting. Instantly, a wave of cold air washes over her, and a spray of tiny droplets hits her face. A bitter, biting wind blows from the bottomless canvas, its gust carrying an icy drivel. The painting absorbs the light cast from the window. Eva stares in horror at her hands as the ill-fated string cuts into it. For a second, she's tempted to get rid of it, chop it off with a knife. But what is the last thread connecting to? What if the last thread connecting her to Tony? She dares not approach the painting. Doubts bombard her as a sticky fear muddles her mind. Oh man, there was a build-up, Poon. It started off kind of happy, joy, and it's just been taking a more darker, eerie tone. I've had one jump scare so far, though. Man, do we run or do we stay? I kind of want to stay. We still don't know where our brother is. Eva gently pulls on the cup. On the other side of the painting, someone or something pulls the string frantically in response. A plea for help, defenseless before an unknown threat. Despair saturates every movement. Once she promised to protect Tony from any danger, real or imaginary, and until tonight, she never broken that vow. And Tony promised never to let anything happen to Eva either once he grows up. Though she can't see or hear him, her thoughts reach out to him, to their happiest moments together. Warm memories of Tony's childhood pop into her head, shielding Eva from an impending madness. Their ecstatic father announcing that she's going to have a little brother. Eva thoroughly prepares for his appearance, arranging bouquets of wildflowers and cutting out cod with stods and rabbits. Before going to bed, she dreamt of how they rewatched the never-ending story together. The baby arriving, joyful and bright, as if from a fairy tale world. He laughs in his cradle, looking at his sister. He sticks his hand out and grabs Eva's, his tiny palm clutching her fingers surprisingly tight. That's so cute, man. Playing together amongst loose snowdrift magically driven in on Christmas Eve, Tony tires quickly and constantly falls, his blue boots lifting up to the sky. He whimpers, but Eva picks him up and carries him on her shoulders. He loves and hugs her with warm palms. And now, amid the nightmare that has desecrated their home, Eva silently begs Tony to grasp the string as tightly as he used to squeeze her finger and never let go. In return, she swears she'll give him 100 slinkies of every color of the rainbow, mountains of lollipops, clouds of cotton candy, which Mom forbids him from eating. Anything to keep Tony's fingers tight. Groaning, Eva yanks on the string. The painting replies with another gust of icy wind and a splatter of drizzle that covers the workshop floor with dirty marks if it's not water but paint. The droplets fly in all directions, staining the neighboring paintings and sketches. When a few splashes hit the canvas, the painting comes to life and begins to change. Ah, man. The young and the old men and women, already frozen in unimaginable poses, are losing their natural appearances. Their arms grow longer, new joints contort their fingers, their legs bend in the wrong direction as if they're locusts, and the faces. What was a shapeless mess a moment ago is now morphing into mutilated features. They look like careless sketches, distorting the emotions Eva Mothers intended to depict, revealing them from another previously invisible angle. Eva tugs the string hard. She puts everything into it, her desperation, love, and fury at the nightmare swallowing their home to its bubbling depth. Whatever lurks on the other side of that canvas, it will not take her baby brother. She has always protected him, always saved him from nightmares, and she's not about to let anyone hurt him now, no matter what monsters, real or unreal, come crawling out.
I won't give him up. Never.
Dude, I'm so invested in this. And her mother's collection of black pearls surrender. The disfigured people in the paintings curiously observe what's happening. Perhaps even delighted in her struggle, but Eva's afraid if she looks back, she'll lose her mind. She takes one step forward, then another. The otherworldly wind gust makes her sway, dousing her in the pungent stench of paints and solvents. It knocks the wind out of her. Her heart almost stops, skipping a few beats before hammering against her chest once again. Her skirt is soaking wet, growing tight and uncomfortable. Sweat pours off her face and freezes on her cheeks. But Eva doesn't listen to her inner voice. Slowly, as if stuck in resin, she wades through the congealed air towards the painting in the gilded frame. The string in her fingers turns sticky and vicious, soaked in a glossy liquid. Something heavy attached to the opposite end slips across the floor. Eva's mind wails and begs her to turn away and run, to shield herself with the door. But she just can't. The mysterious catch inches closer. Her fingers touch something soft, wet. Strands of the disturbing substance cling to her hands. Hair. It's heavily smeared with scarlet. A puddle of stunningly rich red begins to spread across the floor. It's almost flaming in the dark. Holy shit! Eva collapses to her knees and wraps her arms around the decapitated head of the kindest and most innocent human she's ever known. The toy phone string hangs down, hooked into the crevices of this vertebrae. It looks like someone has ripped the head off his body as easily as tearing the cap off of a ballpoint pen. Tony's eyes are as cloudy and empty as a fish's. His mouth is frozen in a death wail. Black blood oozes from his nostrils. It's unimaginable, cruel, unfair. No world can be so brutal as to let something like this happen. Not even in the stories. Not with Tony. Not with her baby brother.
No way.
She sways, feeling neither the cold nor the droplets drizzling out from the painting in the gilded frame.
This can't be happening. It's hypnosis, hallucinations, black witchcraft, or someone's imagination. Thorium the dead.
Eva suddenly realizes that a painting of her sitting in the middle of the studio and cradling Tony's head would look great in her mother's new collection. Tragedy and pain, fear and tears. People would be glad to buy it, showering the artist with praise. That's fucked. That's so fucked. They would rapturously stare at Eva's lips, contorted with grief, her eyes wet with tears, her gnawed fingers frozen on Tony's mutilated flesh. They would admire her expression, warped to the torment and tension so great that she felt like a weary old woman trapped in a child's body. The horror that thought evokes is sombering.
I can't just sit back and wait for another terrible thing to happen so that I won't be able to change or forget it. I have to get away. Run. Save myself and our parents.
How are you gonna explain this? Like, how? How, guys? How? Many of the heroes that inspire Eva so much had tough challenges. It seems impossible to defeat hordes of creepy creatures, escape an insidious trap, or cheat death. But if you don't retreat or give up, if you make progress towards your goal, no one can. A flash of lightning floods the room, followed by a shuddering thunderclap. Reality is a lot different from fictional stories, no matter how good or full of morals they are. And the fear is different too. It's impossible to hide from it by simply closing the book or turning the TV off. The paintings come to life. Yo! The characters liberate themselves from the captivity of canvases and frames. The paint transforms into skin and flesh. The subject almost look like people, all except for their distorted proportions, some becoming even more deformed. But the worst part is the unfinished paintings with the inhabitants still capable of moving. They crawl out, jump like toads, hobble forwards on stick-straight legs. They lack heads and limbs. The sketches turn into awful wounds, bloodless and dry. Barely moving, Eva takes one last look at her brother's head. It's real.
I'm sorry, my little boy. I can't stay with you anymore. I'm so sorry.
Eva drops the head and slowly gets to her feet. The painting in the gilded frame now reaches all the way to the ceiling. The wind and splashes of thick blackness have ceased slushing out of it. Instead, brushstrokes start materializing amid the inky impenetrable abyss. Crimson and grey, a little white, green, and buckets of red. Eva stepped back. She knows exactly who will be in this painting.
Don't you dare. Whoever you are, don't you dare.
Bro. But the invisible artist is unstoppable. It relishes its power. To them, Eva and her unlucky brother's lives are more worthless than oil paint. It will finish, wipe the brush clean, and forget all about the miserable siblings. Just a little time and a dozen heartbeats seem to have come by. The canvas revealed a small, headless, skinny body, tightened into dirty pajamas. Dead Tony in the middle of the workshop. But he isn't scented. It's missing a detail. Next to him, there's just enough space for one 14-year-old girl. Maybe she'll be mourning. Maybe she'll be a bloated corpse, unable to escape the workshop alive. Oh my god! Oh, my mouse was... Oh, damn. Okay. That's... Okay. The instant the last stroke dries, the disfigured bodies turn to Eva. She can't see their faces or eyes, but she knows they're looking at her. Oh, that's... I love the art. It's so disturbing. Yes. I would hang this in my living room. Not the boy, but like that thing on the right there. The bodies lurch forward to her, to bury her forever in a coffin of canvases and paints. How about we get up and we get away? Gezellig, ja toch? Eva shrieks so loudly that her cry should wake not only her parents but their neighbors as well. But the house only answers with silence. The girl rushes to the work door, but it's jammed shut and the handle won't budge. shadows slither closer. They don't make a sound, but from her periphery, Eva can see a revolting crowd of revived characters. They're in no rush. They know Eva has nowhere to run. Now it's their home, their exhibit, and sooner or later, their magnum opus will be complete. Push it down, Ada! The door surrenders and slams into the wall behind it. Eva flies downstairs and pauses in the hall, sucking in a deep breath. The world in her eyes ripples and fades away, as if distorted by television static.
Dad! Daddy!
The screams sink in the emptiness of the house like a stone falling into a deep well. No echo, no response, not even a ripple. Only a deathly silence.
Help me, Dad!
The walls devour every word.
Dad's sleeping too deep. Otherwise,
Oh man! Oh, I just saw this coming out of the painting!
She must have fallen asleep by the coffee pot.
Eva clenches her fist helplessly. There's no time. But nothing is enough to wake up parents. Run to them, fam! Fucking run! And the thought of being embraced by the very arms that painted all those horrors makes her stomach churn. Eva suspects her mother is gifted with some kind of supernatural power. The kind that leads people to unknown paths. To where nightmares live. To where only prophets and ancient witches dare threat. An hour earlier, she would have never believed it. But after what she witnessed in the workshop, seeking inspiration, her mother has found something forbidden and let it loose. Eva can't convince herself it was an accident.
Must be in the kitchen. Otherwise, I would have already run into her here or in the workshop. I'll have to wake her up first, and then together we can.
You see that? You see that? That? Something clatters on the stairs. Sensing their prey escaping, the human-like beast speeds up. The first is crawling downstairs, leaning against the wall with hacked-off limbs. Oh, that's great! Oh, you got... Wait. There you go. We'll just do this. Look at that. One glimpse of that monstrosity is enough to forget any exhaustion, panting, or headache. Eva rushes towards her parents' bedroom. In the dimness, she trips and all but smashes her nose. But the pain of falling is the least of her concern. Just like she did after watching horror movies or creepy cartoons as a child, she rushes through the dark hall into her parents' room. Nowhere in the world was safer than their bed. Laughing, her father would build a cozy pillow fort where she could hide from any ghosts or critters. Dad was always there for them, helping as much as he could until work swallowed him whole. Eva and Ashley wanted a treehouse. Dad never asked why. He just needed to know what they wanted it to look like, and where to bring the boards. The kids wanted to go on a trip to the farm by the lake. He helped them pack, bought them snacks, and reminded them to stay away from the water. He even gave Brian a homemade baseball bat and knowing wink. Dad's never lied to her or let her down. She's always been able to count on him.
Somewhere. He's strong. He'll protect me. He'll fight them off.
Yeah, I don't think your dad is fighting that off. I'm gonna be really honest with you, fam. How does it matter? She just wants to snuggle up to someone close, warm, alive. Someone without that otherworldly stench.
Daddy. He must be somewhere here. Even if Mom's still sitting in the kitchen, he's definitely catching Z's now because he gets up for work at 5 a.m.
Dad? Where are you?
Bro, there are more paintings. Eva grabs the bed and pulls herself up. But in her haste, she's forgotten that the workshop is not the only place her mother hangs her paintings. What did I just say? The bedroom is decorated with luxurious canvases, some Central European weirdo once ordered and even partially paid for. As a kid, when Eva was still slightly interested in art, she used to love sitting in her dad's armchair and gazing at that painting. In it, an aristocratic family competing in the sophistication of their wigs and the brightness of their makeup are gathered around a long table, ready to eat. Well, they're supposed to, anyway. But Mom viewed their feast a little differently. The men and women sit gloomingly at an empty table. A huge plate lies before them, devoid of anything but a handful of wheat splattered with blood. The big picture window in the background reveals a view of scorched fields, the blackened remains of burned houses, and the peasants' broken mills. Eva didn't really know what the client was looking for, but he had certainly been unhappy with the way her mother had depicted his family. That's why the picture has even more insulting details now, like a servant wielding a log to fight off a pair of fat rats. Compared to her mother's other work, Eva likes this one, but today... Dangling out of the canvas are her father's legs, floundering in a pathetic attempt to escape captivity. Lunging forward, Evie grabs her father's shins, but that split second of hesitation is just enough for the painting to completely swallow the strong man. The painting turns hazy, then mutates. Oh my god, they're gonna eat the dad! Now the aristocrat's face is shining with delight. On the table, nauseously seared and shrouded in a baked crust, lies Eva's father, who fits perfectly on the enormous plate. This is so fucked, man. I love it. Ah. The head of the family is sharpening a knife, and the guests leer at our cannibalistic feast, clutching exquisite forks with plump fingers. Even the rats wait under the table, hoping to grab a scrap or two. The air is awash with the sickening odor. Nash, how are you doing, by the way? Odor of paint, solvent, and barbecue. Eva grimaces in terror. She wants to howl, groan, call for help, but she can only spit out unintelligible sounds like a sheep trying to bleat after its throat's been slashed open. Everything precious to her has disappeared into a damn nightmare. Her brother's love, weekend walks with mom and dad, the comfortable home her parents devoted years to creating. The paintings have taken all that away. But what's happening to them? What bloody backwards has her mother's talent led her to? After all, she painted them. She puts a piece of her soul in each of them. As she liked telling her audiences at exhibitions. Okay, wait, I'll go back up again. I just realized that my fucking... Wait, 1 second, sorry. We're just going back up here. Hope you're doing well, Nash. Gourmette, like, come on. The very idea hurts. Worse yet, Eva doesn't even want to see her mother anymore. She can't bring herself to run to the kitchen and tell her what's happened. It makes no sense. Her mother made her choice, and that choice killed Dad and Tony. And if Eva doesn't escape and tell someone, she'll be next. She has to. Even if people think she's crazy, she doesn't care. I don't think that's Mom, but we know it has to do with the VHS tape. I think Mummy's gone too.
You chose the company of your paintings. You love them harder than your own kids. So stay with them. Forever. To the front door, now!
The keys are always hanging on a decorative key holder her father made at work. It's an exact replica of their house, made with love and attention to every detail. But now the keys are nowhere to be found. They were not on the dressing room shelves, the phone cable, or under the rug. Break a window from the living room. Desperate, Eva kicks the damn door, the last barrier between life and death. The door feels like a solid brick wall that put so much time and effort into making it strong and sturdy to protect his family from anything outside. He couldn't have imagined that the real danger would come from within. Now that very same door is sealing Eva inside a house of nightmares.
Budge! No. Am I never gonna get out of here?
She looks around, helplessly searching for another escape route. Suddenly, her gaze lands on the most useless thing in their house. The dog door. Eva has always dreamed of having as many pets as possible, but since her parents' deaths and all the tears she shed for him, her parents have been afraid to bring new pets home. But last year, Eva ranked among the top 5 students in her class. Instead of giving her a gift, her father cut out his pet door. A hint that soon...
Tony always gets in and out easily when he's pretending to be a dog. If he can do it...
I used to do that as a kid! Hey, how you doing, Hyper? Good to see you. Uh-oh. Oh no! Eva drops to her knees and crawls to the door. It's hard to squeeze her whole body in, so she puts her right hand through and pushes with her legs.
Yes, just a bit farther now.
Bro! The smell of rain-soaked soil and pavement hit her nose. The rain relentlessly lashes against the porch and the roof of the car parked by the garage, gathering in murky torrents in the gutter. The air feels damp and clean, no trace of the workshop's suffocating stench. Even the night seems surprisingly bright. Paintings and painted monsters have no place outside. If they dare follow her, surely the rain will finish them off, dissolving them and smashing them against the pavement.
Push again.
Come on, Eva! She's no more than a foot away from salvation when she feels a vile touch. No! Something wet, sticky, and hot wraps around her left wrist. The air fills the suffocating smell of paint and solvent, but they're quickly blotted out by the reek of large, sweaty body. The monster's grasp holds Eva firmly in place, not permitting her to move so much as an inch forward. Thank you, Swagger. She clings to the half-open dark door and spins around. In the brightness of the streetlights, she faces a formless darkness. Before her eyes, the darkness splinters into pieces. She'd rather go blind than see this nightmare come to life. The hallway resembles a black hole hollowed out by a massive lava. Inside, something heavy wheezes and trudges closer until finally, Eva discerns the horrifying figure. Oh yeah, alien. A Glanacean's fat body trembles in the darkness. It's hard to guess what that creature used to be. Now it's hideously swollen. The chef's apron covering its stomach is all but bursting. Gnarled arms sprout from the pallid flesh on its back. Like a toad, the bottomless mouth spills out a long tongue which coils around Eva's wrist. Ah! Letting out a strangled sob, Eva tries to free her hand, but the tongue won't let go. It bites into her skin, sucking on it with horrible gnawing sounds. The fat monster shudders and drools lustfully.
Get your hands off me, fiend!
Eva yanks her hand again. For a moment, it seems like the monster's grip has loosened. Her muscles ache from the strain and her fingers hurt, but she keeps fighting. Attention, get ready! Okay. Luckily, WASD works for this. The creature's tongue slips away, and with a wet clack, is sucked back into its maw. Yes! The small victory gives Eva a burst of strength and agility. She dives back through the pet door, writhing like a snake. We live! And slides outdoors. The beast's tongue flies out of its mouth again, but this time it hits the door. The monster howls and flounders in a helpless rage. But Eva can't see or hear it anymore. The rain shelters her from the nightmare of the place she once belonged in. Then the world dissolves into static noise, flooding her eyes and blurring her vision. A moment later, Eva is back in the shed, staring at the rippling screen. Oh, we were... Yeah, so it's like hypnosis then. Holy shit, we never left the shed, fam. We have the wound on our wrist, though. To be continued! Oh no, I wanted to watch the credits! I wanted to pause the credits! Fuck! Ah! I'm so sorry! I didn't mean to do that. What's this? I wanted to quickly pause. Bro! That was intense. The build-up of that was so good. That was, oh my god, man. The writing, the voice acting, the art, the story, the build-up. Dude, legit, 10 out of 10. Like, this was just chapter 1 of, I think, 5. Anna, again, thank you so much for sending me a key. Thank you so much for reaching out and letting me play the first chapter. I can't wait what you're gonna do for chapter 2. Holy fuck. This was incredible. Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna see everyone's, but we already have something with Michael though, because Michael is able to see things that either have happened or are going to happen, what we saw in the car. And of course, like, it truly, so it does happen. So even though you get soaked in, we made it out, but we did have the bruising on our wrist. That was so good, guys. I enjoyed this so much. Like, it's a different type of horror game, something that creeps under your skin. Instead of like jump scares, it really just creeps under your skin. And especially if you have, like, the art of course really helps, like the settings and the scenes really help, but I feel that if you're like, I'm a visual thinker, that's why I love reading. So because the details were so well done in the narration, I just envision everything, and I felt very uncomfortable and very on edge, like reading and playing this. Oh man, this was so good. This was so good. I'm so happy.